So, Lady Lorimer, you've been on the island now for 9 months? You've been here?
Not quite. Yeah, no, it is. It is almost 9 months. 8 months.
How are you finding it?
We're really enjoying it. Yeah, we are thoroughly enjoying it. The country sounds fantastic. People are very welcoming. So.
Makes life very easy to slip into them.
Yes.
Got chip, cheese and gravy yet?
No, not yet. I'm building that up for later in the year.
It's something to celebrate, I think. So you've got involved in Love Tech as a patron charity. Why that charity in particular? You must get invited to various different ones all the time.
It caught my eye because I really believe in the aim of their charity. So they're trying to inspire and encourage and empower girls and young women to find out and explore all the opportunities in science, technology, engineering and mathematics, STEM. Let's call it STEM, it's much easier. And I think that's important. And I think it's particularly relevant on the island because there are good jobs if you've got qualifications in STEM subjects. And so in a way, you're empowering women to be able to come back for fulfilling careers later on in their lives. So it caught my eye and I thought they were doing a grand job.
So part of their I was going to say raison d'etre, and I don't know why. Let's go with that. Part of their reason for being is to promote women getting into roles that perhaps haven't been as open to them previously. How does your own sort of career reflect that at all? Is that part of why you took this on?
Well, it's really interesting because I never thought about women not doing science subjects. Like my father was an engineer and my mother came from a farming family and was passionate about the natural world. So I grew up, I had fantastic inspiring science teachers. I read natural sciences at university, and then I decided I wanted to do something in the technical world, and I joined the Royal Corps of Signals. And it was only when I went after my training to my first unit and discovered there were 650 men and me that I thought, this is unusual. And in fact, I enjoyed working in that environment. It didn't bother me. The only time it bothered me was, because I had lots of female friends and things, was when we were deployed and you really were stuck for 6 months in a desert with 650 men and me. And so I've always been quite aware of it. And then when I left the army, I worked in electronics in a couple of companies in the electronics industry. And still, it was there were many more men than women working there. And it did get better over the years. But I'm somebody who I do believe it's better in a workforce to have diversity. And I think it's a good thing to try and get. I think we shouldn't underestimate the importance of maximising talent. And if half the population aren't applying for those kind of jobs, then that seems to be a waste of talent to me. So I think it's a good aim.
So just when you've had that, in terms of you saw that change throughout your career, is it something that you think a charity like this can really make a change sort of in the short and longer term of that, and that ultimately is what they're wanting to achieve? Do you think it's something that will happen naturally as it progresses through?
I think it will happen if you can encourage girls to get the right qualifications early on. If they're all put off science and they don't study it for A level or a degree level, then none of those doors are open for them. And I think there is no reason why a talented female can't do an electronic job, So I'm sure to get the best talent possible, it's just beneficial to encourage it. So I think it will change, yes. It is changing slowly, so I'm sure it will continue to change.
In terms of your role with charity, your patron, what does that involve exactly?
Well, I hope it will enable me to help promote some of their events, their future events, and get involved where I can. It will be limited because I'm patron of 50 charities, but I will enjoy finding out what their mentors are doing. I'll enjoy getting to schools and perhaps even take one of their assemblies, since I was a scientist-based person. So yeah, I look forward to getting involved like that. But it is it's a minor role, a supporting role where I can.
So as you said, you grew up around engineering, natural world, and you progressed through with science, and you've worked in some incredibly high, powerful technical and technology-based industries. In terms of now, as your role now, do you find yourself continuing to be as engaged with that sort of side of things, or are you more using the iPhone and the iPad and...
Well, actually with technology now. No, I mean, I'm practical, I'm quite logical, I learn quite fast. If I've got a new piece of technology, I'll try and master it. But I'm very much a user, as in iPhones and computers go. I'm not writing programs behind as a programmer.
I can't do that anyway. So I took one look at one of those text things and went, I don't understand a word of it. Maybe that says a lot more about me than them, really. But anyway, thank you for your time, and hope it goes all well.
That was a pleasure, Sam.